Serious, Redditors who are experts at developing passive income streams, what advice do you have for the rest of us? I wouldn't call myself an expert. I would say I'm learned. Don't be confused by the term passive. It is only passive after it is built, which is a lot of work. Whether it's an online store, or capital investment, or whatever, no money fountain is easy to build, and then, you'll spend time building more after that, so you're never really done. It is all about working towards growth rather than maintenance. Don't try to master everything. It's easy to get into these passive income groups with your mindset on passive income, and then follow the trend of the week in those groups and throw money at ideas. This week it is affiliate marketing. Next week it's Shopify stores. Don't follow the herd. There are a billion ideas out there. Put 4 or 5 on a list. Come up with a few of your own. Read a lot. Find a few ideas that you feel you can stomach. Give it a serious try, and if it doesn't work out, keep it going with minimal effort, and try something else. This is important, because you can't let passive income processes just die. You never know when or why something will work. $40 a month trickling in for doing almost nothing is good, unless it is taking time away from tangibly more profitable endeavors. Do not let it die. You're not going to have one magnific income stream. You're going to have a few, or a bunch. Some people have $150 a month sources. Some people have 5 $1,000 a month ones. Normally it's a mix. The only reason you ever kill sources is when the time you spend on them doesn't justify the return. Follow this rule. 20% of your sources will give you 80% of your return. 80% of your sources will give you 20% of your return. You can cut your workload by 80% when 20% of your sources are enough for you to sustain and grow. Hope that helped. This needs to be higher. Small amounts add up over time, so don't see it as 50 a month. See it as 600 a year. Couple of those and it pays for a holiday without impacting your normal income. Better to invest it though. Just know that whatever form of passive income stream you choose, you are very likely to have to put some initial effort and/or capital into it and check in from time to time to make sure you're still earning the income you want. I still make money off some blog entries I wrote 4 years ago, but they exist because I created them in the first place. Excellent question. My best passive incomes have been monthly dividend mutual funds. Example, I invested $15,000 and was getting between $40 to $100 per month via 4 funds. Dividend stocks, same as above. Buy a condo and rent it out. Did this for 7 years. I didn't earn much income, but it was nice to have a renter paying my mortgage, and I could leverage that condo to buy more property. Buy a vending machine. Popular investment in Japan. Set it up, keep it stocked and voila. Passive income. Buy land near the city or a commuter station, and turn it into a parking lot. If it's automated, you only have to go and make sure the equipment is working and collect your money. For the most part, truly passive income comes from one source, investments. This means that you need starting capital to get going. Once you have that, there are a few methods my extended family is fond of. Stocks, simple and straightforward. The market just crashed, so it's a good time to buy in. You can only reasonably pull something like 3% of your investment annually if you want it to keep up with inflation. So you need upwards of $1 million invested to be able to live off that alone. Apartments. Buy an apartment complex. Hire a competent property manager to take care of it for you, and enjoy your cut of the monthly rent. The property manager is absolutely vital here. If they don't know what they're doing, at best you're going to have to take a more active role, and at worst you're going to have to take a more active role and still lose money. Land. Similar to apartments. Own land that other people are willing to pay you to use. My uncle earns $8,000 a year allowing a cell phone tower to exist on his property. If there's valuable natural resources on your property, oil, timber, springs, all the better. Find a business partner who needs capital. My father makes his money by providing capital for a family friend who, it turns out, is an extremely talented real estate broker who often has more opportunities than liquid cash of his own. So, yeah, the TLDR to earning passive income is don't be poor. Couple other notes. Some people will say cryptocurrency or other similar things. These can be profitable investments, but they aren't reliable, which is a crucial aspect of passive income. It's not something you can put your money into and forget about, which is the whole point. While this doesn't help you today, investing in your own retirement is a great source of passive income down the road. Set up a 401k, set up an IRA, put a portion of your annual income into them and forget about it. These accounts are hugely tax advantaged. You'll come out ahead and future you will kiss the feet of present you for setting it up. TLDR. Money makes money. Not entirely passive but very low key effort for me was paid carpooling. I lived about an hour and a half away from the city I worked in, and through a post in my town's Facebook group I found 2 people willing to pay to share a ride back and forth to the same city, same working hours. They'd be waiting in the same spot in the morning and I'd drop them off, pick them up in front of their job. In all it was 15 minutes or extra work a day and made me roughly 35 euros a day from something I was doing anyway. It would be hard to give advice in a couple of small blurbs. There are actually a lot of moving parts even with passive income businesses. The one thing that I think is worth mentioning is to not fall victim to complacency. If you do develop a passive income stream, you still have to do quite a bit of work to get everything up and running. Even once you have things running smooth, it can change on a dime. Your product could stop being in demand, a competitor can move in, etc. This is incredibly true. Passive income is a misleading term. There is no such thing as truly passive income. You have to keep your eye on the ball no matter how the money is invested or working for you. Save. Save money. That's it. It's a marathon, not a race. It took me 5 years to save up a down payment for my first condo. It cost $80k. I lived there for 3 years, then moved out and rented it. The rent slowly went up to cover all the bills, then give me a small profit. I remembered how nice it was to not live paycheck to paycheck, which I had been doing since I bought it. I sold that condo and bought a 4-unit building in a cheaper city with the extra money I made. That building made me about $1,100 a month. I started saving again and switched jobs, which gave me a modest raise. It only took me another 2 years to save a down payment for a second 4-unit. That made me $1,000 a month. This is when I started really saving, never going out to eat, riding a bike, etc. I bought my third 4-unit building in 15 months. This one only made me $800 a month, but it was a nicer area. At this point I can either keep saving or take out a loan on all 3 and buy more buildings. I haven't decided yet, but I have plenty of time to think about it since I don't work overtime anymore. Hopefully can drop down to part-time in a few years. Renting your place as a vacation rental on sites like Airbnb or VRBO. Aside from getting your place ready or upgrading it to be interesting, there can be very little costs, if any, to get started. But you can make your entire month's mortgage rent by just renting your place out for 5 days out of the month. You'd be surprised at how many people may prefer the space and amenities of house instead of a hotel when traveling. Obviously there are some logistics you need to figure out. A place to stay when guests come, landlord approval, if you rent, pets, cleaning, etc. I started with my studio loft apartment in a decently popular area, with monthly rent being $1,000 and my Airbnb nightly rate being $175 a night. I was averaging about $600, $1,000 a month. It was a blessing when I was broke and unemployed. Now I have 3 vacation rental properties that do an average of $5k a month. Airbnb is the way to go. I'm surprised more folks aren't talking about it here. I have a bedroom above the garage that nets $1,500/month and I'm actively looking to use that money to buy another property. There is a dude 5 miles from me who has a free country house that goes for $400 a night. He is booked solid into 2019. Insane. Freshman year for college, I actually had a small collaboration with a girl from a sorority for camp shows. I would handle everything business about it and get her clients and she would do her magic. Split the bill 50/50. Didn't make much though, like $2,500 over the course of 3 months. You were pimping that passive income. I'm a comic graphic artist. Does anyone here have experience earning passive income through starting up an online store or Patreon? Would love to hear experiences, advice on all that. Patreon is not passive income. People invest in you to produce content for them. Here is what I learned when I got into sales. Insurance is the only thing you can sell that gives you residual income. What that means is you in March of this year sell 10 insurance policies. You get commission from those 10 policies, which can be as much as $400 or more. I once sold a policy of over $450. Now, in March of next year you sell another 10 policies, and of the 10 you sold a year ago, 8 of them renewed their policy. That means you got 8 renewal payments in your bank account by doing nothing. Now, March of the 3rd year you sell 10 more policies, and of the 18 policies on the books, 15 renew. Now, you haven't been doing that only in March, but all year long. So you've got 12 months of renewals plus your commissions. So, let's say you are successful and do this for 10 years, averaging 10 sales a month. That's 120 sales a year, 1,200 for a decade. If you only get $50 per renewal and of those 1,200 only 1,000 remain at the 10-year mark, that means your 10th year you've picked up $50,000 in renewals, or $50,000 because people decided to renew their policy with you over going with someone else. And that's before you sell new policies. The catch: 1. You've got to get licensed. 2. You will be a traveling salesman. 3. No one likes an insurance salesman. 4. You've got to have a good phone voice and be willing to make calls. This is what killed me. Face to face I have no problems. Over the phone my voice goes to crap and I stutter. I was given leads that I wasted because I couldn't set an appointment to save my life. 5. It's not easy. Insurance, no matter what company you sell for, has a 90% dropout rate for agents. If you say I can do it part-time, no big deal. I'll sail on evenings and weekends. Then you can pretty much kiss any amount of free time you may have goodbye. Selling insurance is no different, time-wise, than starting your own company. And if you don't have that mindset, you will fail. If you do it full-time, either have a very understanding SO, willing to support you, morally as well as financially, as you build your business, or have some money saved up to live off of. Stay away from Primerica. They don't pay renewals to their agents and have lied to their agents to convince them that it's better not to get renewals. I'm insurance agent. Sounds mostly right. A lot of responses basically say have money, then turn it into more money. So how does one get money? I think the first thing you should do is invest in yourself, learn a trade, or get an associate's degree. A family friend decided to turn her life around, and so she looked into the best paying job you can get with an associate's degree. For her it was hospital lab tech, and now years later she has the kind of money to do the passive income thing. If you don't have the capital to start investing, best thing you can do is put yourself in a position where you can get it. The easy days of Amazon affiliate income have passed. However, the sites I built 3-4 years ago still bring $30,000,50,000 a year, and the only cost is domain and hosting. If you can find a niche, no SEO, and are willing to grind out content, still plenty of passive income to be made. Here's the basic strategy as it exists in today's world. Own property, exploit it for income. A lot of people think about homes or land when they say this, but that's not necessarily the right way to go or even affordable. Some people own cars, which they rent out. Some people own pool tables. Some people own gumball machines. Whatever you can exploit for income, buy it, own it, keep it, and buy more when you can. For my wife and I, it's low-cost housing, slumlords, but for many people in my part of the country it's land and pine trees. Pine straw is a pretty awesome revenue stream round these parts. So, again, own property, whatever you can afford, that you can exploit for income. What you should not do is try to flip property for profit. I know people will often say this is the easiest way to make money, but it's all a gamble. You might as well make your money playing poker or blackjack. You can have all the strategy you want, but it's still gambling. The trick is buying property you can exploit and keeping it so that you can exploit it indefinitely. Artists, if you make a piece of art, put it on every merch generating website, Redbubble, Society6, Threadless, Behance, etc. It takes an extra 10 minutes, and you never know what will take off. Got old work? Put it up. Otherwise it's just sitting around. Unless you're already running your own store and want to keep your work localized to one outlet, this is a great way to bring in some extra cash. Stocks. People made the mistake of selling everything before Trump was elected. I am not into politics, but my mutual fund has seen 28% gains. It's a steady stream, which even if the market crashed I can fail safe retain profits at any point. If we're talking investment, ticker DHY pays about 9% a year. High yield bond fund. There are safer, better choices out there, but none I've found hit 9%. If you're an average person who doesn't have a lot of money, the easiest thing you can do is just contribute to a savings account every month. You will gain interest on it. It won't be a lot, but it will be some. Even if you don't ever do anything with it, you'll be ahead of most people, since most people don't have any large savings. Try to move at least some money, even if it's just $20, over into the savings each money, or save all of the coin change from the cash you spend and deposit it into your account at the end of the month. $20 a month is still $1,200 after 5 years. Once it's grown large enough, you can invest it in the things that the other people have mentioned in this thread, but the most important thing is to make a budget, plan, and commit to saving. I sell websites, but I price them very low and charge mainly for the web hosting on a shared server. I've had clients for nearly 11 years paying me 10/mo for static websites that haven't changed in forever. Passive income is anything but passive and can take years of initial setup and maintenance. Take investing for example. Most professionals don't make more than 15% per year. Even then 70% of professional money managers lose money. Assuming you will put little to no effort into a passive income stream such as this means you literally have almost no chance of it actually making an income from investing at all. To make money, you have to know the market inside and out. Where is the opportunity? What is your strategy? By this time, it will be anything but passive. Another thing might be ad revenue from websites. Sure, it's passive after you've spent years of research, development, and publishing content people actually want to read. At the end of the day it will add up to less than minimum wage, likely for the first couple years. Another one is referral marketing. Basically getting a cut of referring customers to other people's business, making a cut off selling their product. Again, you can spend months, years developing automated marketing systems, or you can pay to use someone else's automated marketing system which will cut into your profits greatly. You can set up a business and hire people to work for you. Again, this can take several years of extremely hard work. You can mine cryptocurrencies. This will also take a large initial investment and continuous expenditures on things like electricity and hardware. If you've read this far, perhaps you've noticed the pattern. No income stream is truly passive. I don't care what those people on TV and radio advertisements tell you. Passive income is BS. I'm surprised Penn and Teller didn't do an episode on this. LOL. There is definitely a lot of passive streams of income that aren't really passive, but there are truly passive incomes out there. Dividends and real estate, commercial, residential, industrial, are the biggest ones. I've been living off my Ray investments for the past 15 years and never engaged or even seen them in person. Semi-passive. I started making custom business software while in college as a programmer for hire. I gained skills both in programming and industry-specific knowledge. There's a balance in business. In this case, knowing what to program was more important than how to program. Programming is more and more automated, more so with AI and ML. The more you know about a given industry, the more value you have. The more difficult it is to do something, the more value you have. Example, I took over a product from a business that had run it dry. It was a software to manage turf farms. He was in the business and left. He gave it to me. The customers didn't care to continue, but for a number of years, he had built a passive income from it. I say passive. He did some small updates, but not much. Nobody else jumped in because it was too much work and required specialized knowledge and the market wasn't that big. Truly passive is probably crypto mining. However, the upfront cost is in the hundreds of dollars. If you're looking to get into crypto mining now, however, it's extremely expensive due to GPU prices. Finally, something I can contribute to. I will try to format this in a cohesive manner even though I'm on mobile. When I received my settlement, I immediately forked over all of my money to a financial advisor who managed a lot of my wealthy friends, one of which is the president of a medical university. So, needless to say, he's a little well off. Over the course of 3 weeks of interviewing with this guy, I knew he had the mind I was looking for. This will be my first and primary source of passive income. I took out a mortgage with the company I worked for and set up one of my investment portfolios to have an automatic draft to pay my mortgage. Why? Because the amount I make on interest outweighs the cost of the mortgage and doesn't directly cut into my invested amount. Having a surplus on the side so as to make sure I don't intrude helps a lot as well. Next step I thought of was businesses. I need to find a business that I can make monthly dividends on, and lucky me, my boss's brother was just a guy, made finding the opportunity really easy. But he had one branch of a business he started a year ago, of which he had already paid all loans back and took over $1 million home in profit. In his first year, he asked me for a relatively small investment in comparison to the big picture as a loan and buying 2.5% equity. This agreement also guaranteed me 2.5% monthly profits, which is an enormous perk that most of these opportunities don't have. Third, real estate. Now, I'm not a real estate mogul by any standard, but I bought a house that was slightly out of a reasonable size realm, but I knew I wanted to rent it out. I make it very easy at my house and have non-negotiable rates that are much cheaper than almost all surrounding apartments or houses, but included is utilities, which I've found draws up the cost significantly. After going over a considerable amount of research into monthly expenses, I found that my small room is worth $400 and my big room is worth $500. I now have somebody in an interesting situation that pays me $500 and his girlfriend pays $250. They share a room. Fourth, moving myself up professionally. I just picked up a management job that pays me much more and much more consistently than my day job. Never stop working. The world could come crashing down, but keeping a steady job assures you can still pay your bills. That's about it for me. I'm not super experienced and I'm fairly young, 21, but I'm trying my best to be successful, and I hope this helps someone. There are no spaces paragraphs here. Thought you should know. IDK if it disappeared when you entered the comment. When I work as a courier independent contractor, I have to go to the site and then drive home. So on the way home I get another pickup drop off that goes the same way I am going, which essentially means I get to be paid to drive home. That's not passive income. It obviously takes a certain level of skill and experience, and isn't 100% passive, but livestock can be a good investment. If you purchase a few steers, often available from dairy farms, and fatten them up, you can make solid cash over 12 months. You don't even need your own land. You can pay adjustment. You just need to manage their worming and a few other small things every few months, and hope it rains so you don't have to pay for feed. This obviously isn't realistic for most people, but it's how my parents got started before moving into real estate. No expert, more like at the novice level in terms of what I pull in, but I work in digital marketing, and have been trying to automate this stuff for years. Let me tell you though, it is way harder to make your first $1 than it is to make $1,000. These are by no means 100% passive. However, you can semi-automate them. 1. Crypto trading. Been trialing a bot. Works okay. Not playing with much money though. Is risky, but with the right settings and a good market it will make you money. 2. Dropshipping. If you have a good website where you can sell products through SEO and paid ads, this thing will run itself. You just need to maintain the advertising. I am in the process of scaling this as I see this being the most profitable. I also see this as the area I am best at. As I work in digital, I can build my own site, rank keywords and run paid ads all myself. Outsourcing any of that stuff is super expensive. You need a good product and an even better website than competitors. That's where it's hard. 3. Email marketing. This one I kind of gave up on. Because to make good money, you need your own product. You can build email lists and send out automated emails to your list, promoting affiliate products and the like. What I found though was the cost of building the list advertising only made me break even, or lose money. Again, it's all about your product offering. My advice would be to 1. Invest in crypto. 2. Think about a way to monetize a niche you are interested in and know a lot about. Very important. There was another user here, not this thread, but who told how he used Facebook ads to facilitate that dropshipping one. According to him, it was ridiculously profitable. I'll try to find that post if I can. It was inspiring. If you want to make money, you have to work at it. Once you make enough money, then you can get to the point where you can create passive income. As they say, no ticky, no shirty. You need a lot of money to be able to live on a passive income stream. Also, this is better asked on our personal finance. For me, it's a mix of municipal bonds, can't get good rates anymore, a diversified selection of mutual funds and ETFs. The ETFs aren't usually passive as they typically don't have large dividends. There are exceptions, so you need to decide what to harvest profits from. You'll likely need at least around $700k or more and have little or no debt to live off of the stream. Another tack would be to use something like Schwab's Intelligent Portfolio Service, which is, for lack of a better term, a robo-investment service. It works quite well and it makes all of the choices for you once you've input your level of risk and goals, growth, income, or a mix. That's my opinion because you asked. If you don't like it, listen to another one. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.